Ladies and gentlemen, has it been your dream to own a luxurious 7-passenger full-size SUV that can tow, that's got all these great features, but of course you don't want to break the bank? Welcome to Clarington Kia. This is a 2021 Hyundai Palisade Preferred. Fantastic condition, 7-seater. It's everything you could possibly want in a family SUV, but this will not break the bank. Today, we're going to take you on a tour of this Palisade to show you the exterior and interior condition, as well as some of the great features on this car from your friends here at Clarington Kia. So what we have underneath the hood of a Palisade is a 3.8 liter V6 engine. You can tow over 5,000 pounds with this Palisade, but the best thing of all is it's hooked up to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So that means you get fantastic fuel economy when you're on the highway and in city streets, because it can choose the best gear to give you the optimal fuel economy for the V6. So it really is the best of both worlds. Now, on top of that, we do have the H-Track all-wheel drive system from Hyundai as well. So it's going to keep you nice, safe, and secure with terrain select control, which I'll show you in a minute. We're going to get inside the vehicle and go through some of those details then. But let's take a tour on the outside, and I'm going to show you dings, dents, scratches, anything I can find. It is a used vehicle, has just over 112,000 kilometers, but I think you'll see from the looks of this, it really doesn't show that. So let's take a step backwards here and let's give you a full side profile shot of the Palisade. As I mentioned, this is a full 7-passenger vehicle. It is compared to the Kia Telluride. It has amazing seating in the second and third row seats for actual human adults. You can have legs and sit in the back seats, which is, I mean, let's face it, some of these SUVs you can't. Now, 20-inch alloy wheels on the Palisades. They look fantastic. Amazing Goodyear Eagle tires on these as well. You can see we have the LED turn signals in the mirrors. I love this design too, really, really sharp. And then it has the one here for the side too. That's actually a really good safety feature, more so than like the slim one that you see. I just feel you can see that really well when you're facing it at a traffic light. And like I said, as I step back here, nice big second row doors, or is that right? Second row, is that what we call that? Back doors is probably the right terminology for it. I'm losing my thoughts there. Nice big back doors on the back to get into the back seat. As we come around the side here, we have the nice big clear taillights. We've got a nice reflector down there at the bottom as well for good safety features. Now, I'm gonna zoom in, show you all the dings, dents, scratches. Haven't found anything yet, so don't worry, you don't have to keep your eyes peeled. I love the nice Palisade badge right on the back here. And then let's open it up. And then this is the trunk space we're working with that third row seating up. And as you can see, you've got lots of room. Sorry, I'm gonna try to get out of the shadow there. You've got lots of room in the back for luggage, groceries, whatever. Who takes their 7 kids grocery shopping? Don't do that. But you know what I mean. If you're going away with a couple of friends, couple of kids, this is going to be very adequate for you. And then if you need to, you can always fold down the seats here. Very easy to do that. And then they fold down nice and flat. So you've got a huge cargo area to work with there as well. But USBs in the back seats, cup holders as well. We've got, trying to get the, there we go. Lost my footing there. All right. So lots of room back here. And then right over here, the second row seating, so that middle row, you can fold in just by pushing these buttons, so you don't have to go into the side to fold those down. Now you'll see I'm using a manual method to lower this because it doesn't have a power hatch. But that's why I'm saying you don't need to break the bank with this. You're still going to get all the amazing creature comforts you want out of a full 7-passenger SUV, but it's saving you some cash by not putting some of these other quick convenience features. But let's face it, I didn't break my back pulling that down. It's easy to pull up. So that's why I say this is a great choice if you are trying to save some cash, which who isn't nowadays, right? Can I get an amen? All right, let's look down here. Is this a scratch or is this? Yeah, so just a little, it looks like a rock chip here in the paint. So a little touch-up paint on here. We'll clean that right up, make that look a lot better. And then when we come around to the front, look at the presence on the Palisade. I love this headlight design, the LED headlight design here. Sorry, daytime running light, I should say. That's a really, really nice looking design during the day. That's also a good safety feature to have because, I mean, nice big LED daytime running lights rather than the little tiny ones that are in some vehicles. And then we do have LED headlights as well. So the super bright headlights at night, some nice driving lights here. And then look at this. I don't know if you can see this. See right there? It's kind of a, right there. They've got some really, really nice looking little design accents in the Palisade that you have to kind of take a look at. They're kind of Easter eggs there. Nice big front grille on the front end here. I don't see any rock chips, stone chips, or anything really to talk about, unless this is one here. Yeah, one little stone chip here as well. But again, this has 112,000 kilometers and it looks this pristine, so really can't complain. Now, let's take a look at the meat and potatoes, the second row. This is why you're probably interested in this vehicle, because you have the family that you need to fit in here. So take a look at the second row. These are reclining seats here. I'm gonna recline those back a little bit further so you can see how much more comfortable we can get. Look at that. I mean, kids back here taking a snooze. Wouldn't that be an ideal road trip? And then I love the fabric on the seats. It's almost like it almost looks like a denim, but this gray, it really, really nice contrast with the exterior. Looks fantastic, very durable. You can see the seats are in fantastic shape. There's no rips, tears, stains, or burns. We have the center armrest here, cup holder built in, but there's still more. I want you to look up because there are heating and air conditioning ducts all the way through the back, which is important. Keep everybody in the back nice and comfortable. We have USB ports here in the back of the seats, so that way they stay charged up and entertained. We have the tri-zone climate control, so rear passengers have their own independent temperature, which is fantastic. If you got little kids, you obviously want to keep them a little bit warmer than the adults in the front, so you can do that. We have heated rear seats as well, so when they get a little bit older, they'll be able to enjoy that. And then you can lock that climate control out, so it's just mom and dad controlling it. That's no problem. You can do that from the front, or they can have their own access to changing the temperature if they'd like. My kids are right about that age where they're driving me nuts with it, but they're old enough that I can't say no. So a couple of years ago, it would have been great. Third row seating with this seat, this second row seat all the way back. This is what I mean. You've still got room back here for adult passengers. That is fine. You could also move this seat up because it's on a slider to get even more room for those back third row passengers. So that way everybody is comfortable. And you'll see what I mean when I slide this back, because it goes to the most neutral position. So here, I mean, arguably that's a little too close, but let's make a small adjustment, right? So there, still lots of room back there for adult passengers. And then last but not least, we do have the built-in sunshade here for the people in the back so they can feel like it's a limousine. That's what my kids always say. I'd love to get the partition from the limousine too, let's be honest. Front seats, mom and dad, dad and dad, mom and mom. Fantastic looking front seats. They are a power driver's seat hooked up to a 2-driver memory system. So no matter the height difference between the two, you can get nice and comfortable very quickly. And don't forget to look up, because we do have a nice power sunroof up here as well. Lets lots of nice light air in, keeps everything looking really nice in the front. So let's hop in here and let's discuss one of the more important things on this Palisade, which is of course safety. You want to know that if you're packing this full of 7 people, you're going to be safe on the road, and absolutely you will be. So this Palisade comes equipped with forward emergency braking with pedestrian warning, or detection I should say. So if you're driving and there's a pedestrian that's going to cross the street or something like that, it will recognize a pedestrian as well as a human being, which is fantastic to have. We also have blind spot warning right here in the mirror. Hard to see if you can get it to focus. Right there, you can see it now. So the blind spot warning in the mirror. We have lane keeping assist, lane departure warning. We've got rear cross traffic alert. So when we put it into reverse, we get the nice rear view camera. But as you're backing up, if there are cars coming from either side of the vehicle in reverse, it's going to warn you. You probably won't see them in the camera. You probably won't see them out the back end as you're trying to pull out of a parking spot if you're backing out. But the detection will see it and it'll alert you, so that way you stop and you go, oh, what's there? And you don't hit anything. And then last but not least, we do have adaptive cruise control. I consider that a safety feature, but it's 50-50. Convenience and safety, adaptive cruise is fantastic to have as well. But you can see this is features all of the latest advanced safety features to keep you and everybody safe. Now, let's get back to convenience. Let's get back to luxury, because we have a heated leather wrapped steering wheel up front. We have heated seats for mom and dad, mom and mom, dad and dad up front. Absolutely very easy to keep yourself comfortable because we have that tri-zone climate control. So driver side, passenger side, and then rear passengers, all independent temperatures of themselves, which is great. We have your Bluetooth, cruise controls, radio controls, all on the steering wheel like you would expect. We do have a manual shifting option for the gears right behind the steering wheel. So 8-speed automatic, like I mentioned, you can go through those gears if you wanted. Don't know why you would want to, but I'm not judging. If you want to, go right ahead. Automatic headlights, intermittent rear wiper, front wiper, and then here is our center gauges, 112,790 kilometers on this Palisade. Certainly does not look like that when you see the exterior condition, of course. Now here is what I want to show you, because this is very different from the Kia Telluride. Obviously, I know the Telluride very well because I work at Kia. But this center stack is very different. And everybody always asks, what's the difference between Hyundai and Kia? We are sister companies. It is typically the interior design, the materials, etc. that they use. So it's just a matter of what you prefer. I can't say there's one better than the other. The big argument of contention in the Palisade versus the Telluride is this right here. So the Telluride features a traditional, you know, move your shifter down into drive, reverse, neutral, whatever. This one is the drive-by-wire, so the reverse, neutral, or drive buttons are actually buttons on the center console here, which is kind of cool. But really, it just depends on what your style is, right? You do get a much larger center console because they've moved that up top here. So underneath this, we've got a lot of room down here. We've got our cup holders as well, right? We've got a USB port down there too. So maybe people will prefer this or maybe prefer the other style, but that is really one of the biggest differences between the two is, especially on the Palisade, the Telluride, is the center stack layout here. Here is your tri-zone climate control, like I mentioned. So all 3 different temperatures can be set. We've got the drive and terrain control. So you can put it to comfort, eco, sport, smart, and that will control that 8-speed automatic transmission with that engine to give you the most economical fuel economy or to unleash all the power. Smart mode, of course, is just going to choose one of these 3 for you, depending on how you're driving. And then if we push this in, now we can change to sand, mud, and snow, and that's going to change how the all-wheel drive will react. So that way it gives you a little bit more confidence if you're in one of those sticky situations. We've got your idle engine off, our parking, rear parking sensors you can turn off in case you're towing. Here's our heated steering wheel, our heated seats as well. And then as we look up, and I'm doing this all out of order, I usually start up here, but I kind of wanted to focus on this because this is the difference. As we go through here, we have the touchscreen system. So on the home screen, we have our radio, our Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to the right, because it does have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is great. So this is kind of your home screen here. When you hit all menus, now you get access to a couple different things. The big one here is quiet mode. And what quiet mode will do is it turns off the rear speakers. And it does that so that way if there's kids in the back sleeping, you can turn off those rear speakers, just isolate the front ones. So that way front passenger driver, they can listen to their music, the kids in the back can sleep. It's a great feature to have, especially on a 7-seater. Really, really makes sense. Here is the rear climate controls. As I mentioned, we can lock those out. So that way only you can control them up front, or you can just adjust it back here in case they're driving you bonkers. Whatever your setup is, you can do that. That's no problem. And then as I mentioned here, I'm just going to go through to see if there's anything else really kind of cool here. Not much. No, I didn't think so. Radio system's fantastic. As I mentioned, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is probably the way you're going to use this. But if you want to just use the regular old radio system, you can do that as well. It will stream Bluetooth from your phone if you want that as well. So all the different ways to listen to your digital music. Just giving you kind of a pan around here just to show you all the great, look at that nice big sunroof up here. But last but not least, I always forget this, remote starter on the key fob right here. So push lock, push and hold, it'll remote start the Palisade as well. But guys, listen, as I mentioned, if you want a 7-seater, you don't want to break the bank, you've been dreaming of driving a Palisade or a Telluride, this is your opportunity to grab one in fantastic condition, a beautiful color, nice contrasting gray seats, no accident history. This is just a fantastic find here at Clarington Kia. So please reach out to us online at claringtonkia.ca, or of course in store in Bowmanville. We have a fantastic team here ready to help you buy this Palisade. We don't sell cars here, guys. We do not sell cars. We help people buy cars. That's our entire motto, to give you a fantastic experience, because it is your experience your way. At Clarington Kia, we're just here, happy, ready, waiting to help. So we look forward to seeing you drive away in this Palisade. Thanks for watching.